Nottinghamshire's setting up a new violence reduction unit to tackle the causes of knife crime. It'll aim to nip disputes in the bud before they spread like an infection.
Yes, the so-called public health approach has been pioneered in Scotland. Funding's also been announced for a similar violence reduction unit in Leicestershire. Here's our social affairs correspondent, Jeremy Ball.
All right, listen, boxing, you interested?
How do you stop a cycle of fear and violence spreading through a community? Here's one approach: street outreach work using role models with first-hand experience.
That's like helped me get...
16-year-old Trinae is already a mentor at Nottingham's Pythian Club, only 2 years after he was excluded from school.
I've seen people with knives confronting like other people with intent to hurt them, and I've like diffused some situations myself. I mean, it's easy to get into knife crime. Young people speaking to other young people is the best way to like try and get someone's attention.
There's already a dedicated police team that tackles knife crime in Nottingham, the first outside London. Now it's going to be part of a wider violence reduction unit. It'll build on ideas like the Red Thread scheme here at the Queen's Medical Centre, where victims are approached by youth workers to help them leave violent lifestyles. They also want to set up a diversion scheme in police custody suites.
I think one of the main differences is people will see, certainly on the street, some more outreach with young people, and that's to be really welcomed. My hope very much is that we learn from each other and that young people are prevented from being involved in serious violence, but also that we don't forget that lots of these crimes happen behind closed doors, and we need to keep investing in the causes of domestic violence too.
Thankfully, fatal stabbings or even shootings are rare, but if someone's injured or afraid, they might pick up a knife too. It's been compared to the way an infection spreads, and that's prompted what's known as the public health approach to tackling serious violence. Last week, the man who made that work in Scotland came to Leicestershire's police headquarters.
And the symptoms may vary from the town or city you find yourself in. The job under the public health approach is to find out what the symptoms are where you're operating and to treat these. And sometimes your treatments won't work, but where they do, you roll them out and you spread the word and you reduce violence in that way.
Come on, Pastor, let's go!
And Trinae's been doing his bit at this week's summer holiday programme. He's running football and boxing sessions too, and convinced he can make a real difference. Jeremy Ball, BBC's Midlands Today, Nottingham.
Other stories making the news. And